So back in 2017 or 2018, I downloaded an app called Framecast, and at the time I was still pretty heavily into Undertale, and I created a flower OC and I named her Lil, and I also named my account Lil the Flower. At the time, this was my persona, even though I went through multiple personas, but I'm not a furry. Though this flower persona didn't last long, and I still wanted to keep Lil, so I kind of just decided to turn her into a human because I never actually made a human-like persona for myself at the time. So I decided to give her a bright lime green sweater with like the black pants, but they're also your shoes as well. But I would say like this phase for her lasted for like a really long time, and there's also like a weird phase with the lime green sweater. She kind of had an edgy phase during it. I don't know why, but I gave her this chainsaw and this green looking mask. But I would say this phase didn't last that long either, because eventually I decided to change my art style from like this raunchy one, even though the new one that I had at the time was still kind of raunchy anyways. And eventually my style, it obviously got better, and I started getting into different fandoms like My Hero. And Lil for me was like a multi-universe OC, so basically whatever fandom that I was in at the time, I would just insert Lil in there. Like for a while, she was my One Piece OC until I decided to make Himiko. And she was also my My Hero Academia OC until I decided to make Azara. And the unfortunate part of her being a multi-universe OC, she really never had like her own lore, like her own story to really begin with. And honestly, I really do miss drawing her because I used to draw her like a lot. And honestly, she kind of really helped me develop my style and what it is today. So that's why I've decided that I'm going to give her her own universe, give her her own lore, you know, make it better, make her a full fleshed out character, I guess. So let's get started. So I know that I said Lil didn't have her own lore to really begin with, but I'm gonna give like some context on like her powers and how they were like used in each universe. So when she was inserted into My Hero, her quirk was basically her being a psychic, and I remember it being heavily inspired off of Mob Psycho. And the thing that I wanted with like her powers is that I split her limbs into different parts, and they would be like a different percentage of like her powers or whatever, and she could create platforms and like all that crazy stuff, and she would create shapes and use those as weapons. And the main colors, I think they were pink, yellow, and blue. Now when I inserted Lil into One Piece, she still basically had the concept of her using her psychic powers, but I just gave her like 4 guns. She was kind of exactly like Bayonetta. Yeah, I know, not that creative, but if she was in any other universe, the concept of her using like the guns, yeah, they wouldn't be included in any other universe that she was in. But I'm pretty sure that I'm still gonna keep the concept of her having somewhat kind of like psychic powers. I also haven't mentioned that Lil's full name is Lilith Falmea. Her last name, I looked it up because when I was younger, I sucked at giving names. So like the last part of her name, Maya, came from when I was playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, and I had named my character that. And the Fal part, I don't know why I gave her that, but honestly, I think later on I'm gonna give like a meaning for her last name, but I'm just not sure what to like exactly like give for her. Also, nothing about Lil's appearance really changed. It really just except her eyes. So for her powers, I kind of wanted to keep the multicolor aesthetic. So I decided to add them into her eyes because okay, if you like before, her eyes were just yellow with white irises, so I just thought, Oh my god. I just decided to give her, like, I decided to keep the yellow, but I added blue, pink, black, and red in there because why not. I also have like this kind of weird obsession with giving most of my OCs moles. I don't know why, but I just think moles look really cool and they make your character look a little bit unique. So I decided, because I don't think I've ever added a mole in like the middle of the cheek, so I just gave her one in the middle of the cheek and then like one on like her under like her under her eye. And then you also see like later on, this is probably like all over the place, but I don't care, like probably like each of these sketches her tongue is like sticking out. Like, girl, put that away. But I feel like it kind of fits her personality that I'm changing for her, because what the main goal that I was going for was I wanted her to be more like carefree, and she's like all over the place. Like, when I don't know, but she kind of reminds me of like the Cheshire Cat. I feel like that's what kind of she reminds me of, because she's always smiling, and I kind of just, you know, I want her to be like, I don't know, like, I don't know, but I feel like she's kind of like JoJo, sort of, kind of, not really. She's OP, and oh my gosh, I love making my characters like overpowered, like what the heck. And you know, and then I also gave her like pointy ears, because I was gonna give her like really big humongous pointy ears, but then I was like, no, I think I want to keep it like dialed down a little bit, because for the story that I was thinking of, she kind of has to like disguise herself, but I feel like she could change her appearance at any time that she wants to with like her powers or whatever. But I don't know, I just gave her like, her ears are still kind of big, but they're pointy. And probably some of you guys are thinking, with like me giving her like this long-ish dress, she kind of looks like a vampire. She's not, but she just has that aesthetic. And I think the reason why I kept it was because it was like a couple of Halloweens ago, I drew something and it was Lil, and I made her a vampire, and I gave her sharp teeth, and I really like the sharp teeth look, and I do enjoy drawing teeth, so I was like, you know, I think I'm just gonna keep that. So I just kept it. And then yeah. Another thing too, Lil, she has a twin sister, and she also has a little brother. The twin sister I used to draw a lot back then, and then her younger brother, I think I've only drawn him like once or like twice, but I do want to try to maybe redesign them later on, because her backstory that I have in mind, it kind of involves sibling. Yeah, I'll go into a little bit more in depth in that a little bit later. Honestly, for her whole story, I was literally just thinking about family beef. It builds character, you know, trauma. Oh, and her power, I decided to name them Spiral. This might honestly change later on because I low-key suck, but with name, I'm trying to find like the best way to kind of explain how like her powers work. So basically, the world that she's in, it's separated from Earth, and then I was thinking maybe the world that she's from, it's called, oh wait, what did I say it was called? Hold on. Okay, so the world that she's from is called Terra O, and I was thinking that could be like their planet name, and they basically have like different realms or whatever on her planet. But on her planet, everybody has this like ability, and it's called cores, Qores. It's basically like what's like your superpower. It's like your ability, and when so they're called Corians. That's what their species is called. So whenever Corians are born, their core, it glows a certain color. However like bright it glows determines
the Korean's future ability. It could be healing, it could be a fighting type core, a defense type core. The possibilities are endless, and I was thinking maybe that there could be like a certain category for like cores that aren't, you know, really that useful for in Terra O. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, and that's all the sketches. Probably say this one is probably my most favorite. Low-key, I don't know. I just love how the way I drew her hands. I don't know, they're so mesmerizing. Okay, on to the next. Okay, so like in the first half of it, you're gonna probably see me change up the dress design, which I don't stick with any of these, but I stick with the original one that I had. Honestly, I was thinking maybe because some of the concepts that I did on here I kind of like, but I wanted to keep the original one. I honestly might just she'll have like alternative like dresses or whatever. Okay, so I guess I could talk about Lil's the backstory that I was thinking of giving her. I want to go and like really like in real what oh my gosh, I want to go in depth like really bad, but I think I want to save one of the parts for when I make maybe like a mini comic on it. So I think I'm just gonna talk about the world, and you know, yeah, but basically she has like crazy stuff happens to her in like through 16 and 17, those ages. Something crazy like happens to her, but we're gonna talk about basically like when she gets like in Terra O. So in Terra O, they have like these type of entities, like these are like monsters or whatever, I'm not sure what I want to call them, but they feed on humans, and they also feed on Koreans, but you know, to get their energy. So there's pretty strong Koreans out there that fight to basically protect certain humans and Koreans. So Koreans, they have the ability to travel between Terra O and Earth. There are some humans that work with Koreans to help contain these type of, I guess, anomalies, monsters or whatever. Sometimes they help. There's certain ones that help Koreans. But for like humans, if they wanted to like be a part of like that, I'm not sure what I want to call it, but I'm thinking about like they have like a school for this, and I'm not sure what I want to call the school yet though. They have a school for this, and you have to, there's like a certain age you have to be. If you want to start early, you can start as young as possible, but they won't allow you to like fight later in like your teen years, either 15 or 16. You'll be able to like fight off these entities because you've been kind of training a lot in, you know, elementary school, I guess, and then like you get to middle school and then like they'll allow you to do that. I know that's kind of crazy. So basically I'm thinking this is like around when so like the college that she goes to, she kind of like rebels there. Oh my gosh, it would be so easier if I would just explain why. But the college that she goes to, she basically rebels, and they need her because she's the strongest there. She's the strongest person in Terra O. So yeah, but when Lil was born, core that she had, it wasn't the strongest, but like I said, something happens between the age of 16 and 17. Something crazy that happens to her. So yeah. So she's like the strongest Korean, and she basically helps, you know, fights off. She kind of doesn't want to, but she kind of has to, but she doesn't care all around because of what happened to her. So yeah, the college that she goes to, they originally, some higher ups, they didn't want her. The person that's like head of the college, they wanted her because she's really useful, and they were like, what's the point, like she's not hurting anybody. So they were like, okay, yeah. And so
Oh yeah, also this would help explain it better too. What Lil has, she has a disease. A disease? Is that how I would put it? It's kind of like an illness. It's kind of somewhat contagious to Koreans. And it's really contagious, but that's basically like her power. And when she got this illness or whatever, her body it's supposed to kind of like off you, but her body kind of adapted to it, so that what caused her, and then her core adapted to the disease, and so made it her power. So yeah, and they originally the college was like, we do not need her because she's already like a problem child and she's just not gonna do anything. Lil wouldn't have cared either way. She would have just went to doing her own thing, and then the head of the college was like, oh no, yeah, she's cool, let's keep her. So they keep her. So she also has like a love interest or whatever. So Koreans and humans, they can make a bond, but they can make a bond with each other, and the Korean, they can lend the humans that they bond with their cores or whatever. So they give them like some of their powers, and sometimes it can enchant their powers or whatever. So like with her powers, like Spiral, like I said, I might change it later. She kind of has like, okay, so what I'm thinking about is like how she can see stuff, like the spot. She can open like a portal, and then she can like go in there, and then she can like chill. It's like her little humble abode, because she doesn't stay with like her parents anymore. She doesn't have a house, so that's kind of hard to explain. I guess her domain, her little domain, she could just go to it anytime that she wants to. And that's where like she normally, I don't want to say, she kind of like spies on people. No, she's not like weird or whatever. She has like eyes everywhere. Yeah, and that's how like she kind of like found the human that she's gonna bond with. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at that, because I don't want to explain this story. Yeah, nothing much really changed about from the concept art. The only thing I did add was this like little emblem thing. So I added it. It kind of looks like a wand, but it basically kind of keeps Lil's powers in check, because her core is not normal and it's low-key imbalanced. So she had to make something to keep it balanced out or whatever. Overall, I really do enjoy the design. Oh my gosh, the dress was so fun to render. And I also enjoyed rendering, like, I love rendering skin. I feel like that's kind of obvious. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. That would be really helpful. And yeah, sayonara.